Hi everyone, North Star Knife Reviews. Today we are taking a look at a traveling knife courtesy of J.W. Greenbaum. If you haven't checked out his channel, please go do it. He's got some really great content. It goes really in depth on some things. And several other people have taken a look at this already. And I just got it from John over at JO Ventures. And we'll take a look at this in a second, as well as the sheath. But I want to, here's the nice little letter. You can read it on your own if you wish. But he sent me a couple of things. He sent me a sticker, sent me this nice little utility knife. Can always use one of these. They come in really handy for a lot of stuff. And then he sent me this little set. And this is really kind of cool. You've got this, you can take it apart. You've got the spoon, the knife, the fork, and you can, hold on here, you can put it together so that if you need more reach, you're camping, you gotta get into that pot and stir some things, you can do that. So I really like this. This is really cool. It is going to go into my camping kit. Thank you very much, my friend. I do appreciate that. Again, and if you haven't checked out JO Ventures Outdoors, please go do so. Now, the knife in question today is this Knipex knife. But before I get into that, I want to take a look at this sheath that John over at JO Ventures made for it. He does some really, really nice work. Okay, you've got the lightning bolt on here. It's an electrician's knife, right? Nice snap, thick leather, really well done. I'm very impressed. Go out and check some of the work that he's done over at his channel. All right, now then, the star of the show today. This Knipex knife. This is their folding electrician's knife. Now, a little bit of history of Knipex. They were founded or the company that became Knipex was founded in 1882 by Carl Gustav Pusch. And they made mainly pliers and cutters for primarily carpenters and farriers. People who work shoeing horses and things like that. And that is still their focus primarily, is things like pliers. And they make really, really nice pliers. Tons of different types too. The Knipex name came about in 1942 because the company wanted a more distinctive name. Push is a pretty common name in the area, and they wanted something that was a little more unique. So they came up with Knipex, and they're still located in Wuppertal, Germany, which is only about maybe 10 miles or 15, 16 kilometers north of Solingen. So it's in an area that is well known for knife making. And if you look at their website, they claim to have pretty close to 100% vertical integration on their products, which would indicate that the steel is actually made there and the blades are made in Germany. Wasn't sure because these are not all that expensive. This is about $20, and so my thought was maybe it was assembled in Germany, but using Chinese blade or something. But according to their website, it appears that it is all made in Germany. Now, this style of electrician's knife is certainly different from what many of us in the U.S. think about as an electrician's knife. The old TL29 type. This one happens to be from Cutmaster, all right, Utica Knife Company. And these had have, because you still get them, the little screwdriver with a wire stripper on it, and the screwdriver locks. Now, at the time these came out, originally, most screws were flathead. That's certainly not the case anymore. So these are less useful nowadays. So I don't know that you're really losing a lot by not having that flathead on here, although I suppose you could use that as a little pry bar if you wanted. Anyway, this knife, and I've been carrying it for a couple days, it's actually pretty nice. I like it. Anything that you need a little sheep's foot. Now, this is not a sharp end on the sheep's foot. Okay, you can see it's rounded so that you don't stab anything. For my uses, I would kind of like a sharper tip to be able to get into things, but all in all, it's not bad. The diamond is, I believe, a logo of theirs, and you can see here's the model number. You've got the wire stripper here. You can cut jacket on your wire or cable, and then strip it off. Now, another thing that the company says this can be used for is sharpening pencils. And I don't know about you, but my dad always sharpened pencils with a knife. So I tried it out on this, and it actually worked really well. I liked it better than just using a flat blade to sharpen pencils. Okay, this has got a chisel grind, and then you have just your normal flat grind on the blade itself. Now, John at Geo Ventures suggested this might be good as a gardening knife, and I think he's onto something there. A sheep's foot blade works really well in the garden for grafting or just cutting or whatever. I think this would make a pretty nice little garden knife. You'd also have this that you could use to just snip off some branches or vines or whatever you're doing. You're trying to clean up the plants a little bit. All in all, I think this is a really comfortable knife. I like the handle. It's a high impact plastic. The steel is a stainless steel. I have no idea what kind. I couldn't find it on their website. But it's probably just some sort of basic stainless, probably a Krups type stainless or something like that. And I think it's really a nice little knife. Now it's got, and again, I believe John made the little lanyard on this, did a really nice job, matched the colors. But it does have this little lanyard ring or whatever you want to call it. And the purpose of that is to be able to put a tether on it so that you can attach it, to your belt or a pocket or whatever, so that if you are up working on some scaffolding or something, you don't drop it down to the ground. Okay, which, if you're an electrician, that might be useful. Now, I'm not an electrician. I don't do electrical work, so I can't attest to how well it would work for somebody who is an electrician. But as just a nice little EDC and potentially a garden knife, I think it's pretty nice. Thank you to John at Geo Ventures for sending it on to me. I will be sending it off to Tom at Knife Delights, I believe. I have to check my email to be sure, but I believe that's where it's going next. And a special thank you to JW Greenbaum for making this available for all of us to take a look at. All right, you guys have a good day. I'll catch you next time. Stay sharp, stay healthy.